Welcome to the B3ST Reviews channel. Welcome in James as well. Link is in the description of this video to his channel. Click it. It will take you there quickly. Also, happy Christmas Eve to everybody. If you are watching this after the holidays, thank you for watching. Happy holidays. We do appreciate you guys. And we hope that you consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, both channels. Links in description to James's channel. Do not forget. But let's get into Love and Hip Hop Miami. This episode came on last night, which was strange because it is Christmas week. A lot of shows are not coming on due to that, which is normal, which is fine. What's good, Dr. Jen? Welcome in. She said, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't really blame you. I'm really here for like content purposes primarily. There wasn't very many shows that were available to recap back when I started YouTube, but the more shows I add, this one will probably get put on the back burner, but basketball wise will be first to be put away. But I appreciate you for being here. Let's just get into it, y'all, because I gotta cook. I'm not gonna lie, I got to cook a lot of food. We start with Amara's dumbass, and she's going to see Florence's family, Florence El Luce, and we know that these two had a beef because we saw Flo throw something in Amara's face and they was arguing. And Amara started hanging out with Flo's husband / soon to be ex-husband, kind of as a way to get back at Flo. But now Amara's stupid and she claims that, oh, he's a good friend. He's a great guy. Okay, Amara. Anybody that think Marlon is a great guy, you're tripping. Find a way to prove to me that he is and I'll believe you. But what we've seen from Marlon, I have not seen any positive. So Amara goes to Flo's family restaurant, La Boucher, I think it's called. I may not be saying it correctly, and I apologize to the Haitian community if I'm butchering the name of this restaurant. But she shows up in a very strange wig. I was so confused on what was going on with that wig. And she's talking to Flo's mom and is saying, hey, where's Marlon? I brought this cake. But what irritated me, did anybody catch when she told Flo's mom, yeah, go grab some plates and forks? Why are you telling this lady what to do in her own restaurant while you coming to see her son-in-law? What is going on? So she brings Marlon a Dominican cake because he brought her a slice of cake. And I'm like, somebody brought you a slice of cake, and so you said, let me bring you a whole cake. It's thoughtful, but not when it's somebody's husband. She said these wigs. I didn't understand what Amara's hair was doing with that gold short.
It was like you was trying to give Rihanna Good Girl Gone Bad like era, but it didn't land that way. It was like it was giving very much Barbie hair.
Amara, go ahead and put that afro back on your head because lately these wigs have stressed me out. Some of them are okay, but most of them stress me. And I agree. It did remind me of that album that Rihanna had. Right. Ain't nothing wrong with a good sew-in. Nothing wrong with
It's just the laziness of society. It's the laziness of society. Everybody is popping the wigs because it's easy to apply on your head, and everybody like the most thick baby hairs that touch your eyebrows. I don't understand.
No. Wigs are not easy to put on. Now, it may be easy to put it on your head, but to lay it right so that you don't look crazy, it takes time. And that's why a lot of people be out here looking toe up from the flow up because they don't want to pay the appropriate people or take the time. Wigs take so much time. In my opinion, a sew-in is quicker. Just in my personal opinion, depending on who does your hair. You know what I'm saying? But these wigs, I feel like people just trying to copy what's popular because, you know, as years go on, trends. Years ago, sew-ins was the thing to have. When Nicki Minaj came out, everybody wanted the Chyna bang. Now people have moved on to wigs with baby hairs that go from your hairline to your eyebrow. If that's what people want, fine. But in 20 years, when people looking at old pictures of themselves, they're going to be looking like, what the hell was I thinking? But hey, it is what it is. Do what works for you, y'all. Don't follow trends. These wigs are not cute. But she talks to Marlon about her baby daddy. She says she regrets putting her hands on Allan. And she claims that for the sake of her twin girls, she wants to try one more time with him at this co-parenting thing. For the sake of your girls, you shouldn't have got pregnant by a man that was married with daughters already. Maybe wait till he gets divorced. I feel like everything Amara did was intentional. I think that she felt like she was running out of time. And I feel like that miscarriage tore her up. And I feel like she got pregnant again to compensate for that mentally. Do I think she's a bad mom? No. I do question her parenthood though when you choose to call somebody else's husband instead of getting in an Uber and going to your kid while she's in the hospital. But I don't think she's a bad parent. I just think the way that she brought her kids into the world was foul. I don't know. James, how do you feel about it?
You know how I feel about this lady. I don't want to keep ripping her up every chance I get, but I just feel like she bullshitting. I just do. I feel. Oops, sorry. I'm cussing on your channel. I forgot we not on my channel. Whoops, sorry y'all. Sorry. This is best. But I just feel like I don't like Amara that much anymore. And as I said, she gonna get enough. Wait till I wish they did reunions. This is the moment where I would say, wait till that reunion happens. Wait till that reunion happen and Flo see all this playing back. Flo to get into that behind Amara. You is playing with this lady husband.
Yeah.
Like you is. And Marlon, and we all know this is what Marlon does. He slept with her sister. So like we know this is what Marlon gonna do. So that's why I'm like, y'all shouldn't give this man the attention like this. Because this is what he think. He think he cute. So he gonna slide up and you women because he got a beard and he all this that y'all gonna give him the time of day. Like she always thirsty for somebody else's husband. I ain't never seen it before. I ain't never seen nothing like this. It's crazy.
It doesn't make sense. I'm glad that we're on the same page with that because Amara, each season I like her less and less. Each episode at this point I like her less and less. Leave other people's husbands alone. And you a liar, Amara, because you tried to make it seem like Allan was yours and he don't even belong to you. So stop. Moving on, y'all. Black Chyna, Angela White, but she still goes by Black Chyna in the middle of her name. She's in the studio with her dude, Derek Milano, who's a well-known producer, very accomplished. And she had brought up to him that she wants to do a song with Trina. He's trying to push her to do the song. She seems very reluctant. When Chyna put out the music, it charted. Some of it was catchy. It was not bad. But that was like during the times when we saw her having meltdowns, drunk in the airport, and all these crazy things. So maybe she affiliates doing music with a time in her life that she wasn't in the space that she is at now or a space that she wants to be. But it's clear that Derek just wants them producer credits. And that's fine. But if your woman is reluctant to do something, it's okay to take a pause and say, okay, well, we could be done for today. And, we could talk about this later. That's how I feel on the situation. James stepped away, so I'm gonna let that be and move on because not too much happened with this first little scene. But he seems to really want Chyna in the studio more than she wants to be in the studio. And I feel like you need to respect your woman and meet her where she is at. That's how I feel. James is helping his mother with something, you guys. So we will be waiting, not waiting, but we're gonna move on because I feel like he will feel the exact same way. Let that girl do what she want to do. But Zoe is who we see next. She's recording a music video. And once again, Zoe is consistent. The song is good. I feel like Zoe makes good music. She doesn't know how to advertise herself properly. The industry's oversaturated anyway, so I can understand why it's taking her a little longer, but her music's good. She can actually rap and she can sing. I like the little song. And she looked so much better outfit wise. Listen, I don't judge nobody for being big or small because I'm not big, but I'm also not small. We'll call me the medium right in between. However, I do think that you should dress appropriately based on your weight. Sometimes Zoe struggles with that, but for this music video, I felt like she looked great. Outfit, hair, makeup, all of that. So great job to you, Zoe, for that. Now we see Estelita's old ratchet self come by, and she's telling Zoe about what happened with the meetup with Kiki, who is a backup dancer and friend of Zoe. I don't know why Estelita felt the need to get involved in the business, but Estelita is messy. And in my opinion, it's really sad that Zoe cannot see that. Now that Estelita's telling her of the issue she had with Kiki when they got into it, and Kiki was calm until Estelita tried to call her broke and all these other things. But Estelita just be trying to find a way to make herself relevant, and we don't care to have you on the show. You still, to me, just a great value, Jocelyn Hernandez. That's how I feel. But Zoe is now thinking that she's being targeted by Kiki. It seems like Estelita's the one who's in drama that's not necessary, and Zoe also. I don't think that Kiki needs to use Zoe for clout. I understand she's someone that's not known, but that girl is a dancer. And I understand Zoe gave her a shot to, dance for her in her videos and stuff, but Zoe's not big enough for someone dancing for her to be something that they can like really put on their resume yet. I know people may not like that, but that's personally how I feel. So the drama takes a whole left turn. I understand Zoe being upset that Kiki is alleging that she sleep with other people while she's trying on wedding dresses. But I also feel like Kiki's a friend that you need that you may not always want. You was just complaining and talking about separating and moving away and out of the same house as your now fiance. Now suddenly you want everybody to be here happy that you wedding dress shopping. See, the problem with people is they don't understand that it's okay for your friends to have an opinion that's opposite of yours, and it's okay for your friends to be honest with you. Would you rather that girl have said what she said on the internet or to a bunch of people behind your back? Or would you rather, Zoe, that Kiki said her opinion on your relationship, which you asked her for in front of you to your face? In my opinion, Zoe should have been questioning Estelita on why she met up with her. But Zoe feels like she's been wronged and like somebody's trying to use her. So she drives yelling at the dashboard. I'm like, why are you yelling at the dashboard? I can't understand that, Zoe. Why are you yelling at the dash? And she's just doing entirely too much. She goes on live, I'm assuming Instagram live, and she pulls up to this girl's Kiki's house, hollering, come outside, come outside. Zoe, you too grown, you too big, you too old. And when I say big, I'm not talking about size. I'm talking about her name. You're on a show that's on national television. You're back for a second season. People know who you are now. She has too much to lose to be pulling up to somebody's house trying to fight them because they said something that actually made sense. And Estelita tried to make it seem like it was more than it was, but I did not like that. When James comes back, I'll give him the opportunity to speak his piece, but I am going to keep it moving, y'all. It is Christmas Eve. You guys feel free to comment your opinions as well. Everyone is welcome, different or not. But Zoe did too much and looked like a damn fool. Pulling up.
To me, it's funny you said that because when I was watching her, I'm like, did something, because I kind of felt like she's transparent in some instances, but I'm like, did something more happen that we not aware of? Because I feel like she's keeping stuff from us. Because why would you get that mad?
Boom. Thank you.
Why would you get that? Like, and it wasn't like, I know you guys, like, no one likes to be called out or no one likes to have people speak on them. That friend wasn't just speaking. That friend was telling something that she didn't have no business saying on TV. That's what it was given to me. Because the way Zoe freaked out, it was kind of like,
it made me believe the friend.
It made me believe the friend, but it made me believe there's more to that than what the friend is like. It's kind of like she shut that friend up before the friend could expose more.
That's why I say she's not handling it right. Her temper gonna get in her way because now we're looking at Zoe with the side eye.
We're looking at Zoe with the side eye, and it automatically made me feel like she's guilty of something.
Yep.
And it's going to affect that man. So that's kind of like, I'm kind of looking at her in the eyes length of like, you doing something you ain't got no business doing, and that man gonna find out and he gonna leave. Like I feel like that it's gonna cause that man to leave if he find out. That's how I feel.
I would leave too, because it's one thing to cheat, but this man, when she was homeless, opened his home up to her.
Yes.
And she is given Zoe's ungrateful and very self-centered, which I think to a certain extent we can see. But you don't get that mad off of something that's not true and is not damaging to you. It's looking like she came up being on the show, and now men and women are probably showing her interest, and she probably didn't say no to some of those people showing her interest. That's what it's given. But we're gonna come back to it. Trick Daddy is exercising. He's trying to recover, and he's hanging out with the girl with the name that's not in the least bit unique. So unique. A bitch stay winning. We are on the same page. Zoe's attitude is gross. She is clearly not humble. I hate a person who's not humble.
It's like you get on this show and then you just start showing your ass. Almost literally. So it's like, I don't understand her.
Yeah, she also too big to be trying to fight that girl. That girl is about an arm. And I am not fat shaming whatsoever. So please, you sensitive internet bangers, do not come on my page with it. You'll be ignored. I just feel like size does matter to a certain extent. You trying to fight this girl, you big as hell, and you mad at her because she put something out about you to your face. But now you done pulled up to her house and stuff on camera, and we learned later that it was her mama house and all this. Like, Zoe, you do too much. Grow up. A bitch that went and said I initially did not like her, and then I felt sorry for her, and now I don't like her attitude. We are literally same. We liked Zoe. If you guys go back and look at our earlier recaps from when she first came on the show, we liked Zoe at first, but her attitude, like attitude and personality is everything. If you have a nasty attitude, a hateful energy, people ain't gonna mess with you. It don't matter how talented you are. People are not gonna like you. She stated, let's see, she could definitely stand to lose some weight. It's very unhealthy. Last season, she was showing herself on a weight loss journey. Now, suddenly, she driving to people's houses to fight. She ain't said nothing about eating better. Absolutely nothing. And I'm not saying she has to, but look at the example of, I think, Lizzo or Lizo, however you say her name. I think that's the best example. She spread body positivity and I'm proud of my body. I'm not going to change. I'm going to wear what I want, just for her to end up losing weight. See, what people don't understand is sometimes people, it's not comfortable to be a certain size. It's not comfortable because then you have all that weight on your joints and things of that nature. And I'm not even being shady. Like, that's not comfortable. So people like to spread, I'm okay with myself, I'm okay with this, and then end up losing weight. So I don't know what Zoe's doing. She's all over the place, but she needs to stop fighting people for telling the truth. That's how I feel. To her face, too. If the girl would have said it to other people, fine. But she said it to your face. So, okay. But Trick Daddy exercising, I'm not wasting too much time on Trick Daddy, y'all, because he really irritates me. I'm a firm believer in Bondi Blue. He is a Mucinex monster. He's resistant to healthy eating. I don't care to see him date. Every other season, he gets a little chick who's much younger, who shouldn't be dating him. He probably old enough to be that girl daddy. I don't care. I'm gonna ask James if he wants to comment on that first little scene.
I don't, because here's the thing: it's not going to change anything. You would thought after a life scare that you would act right,
nope.
But apparently that's not enough. I guess they got to bring him back to life for him to get it.
Let me tell you, it's social work, especially in San Francisco. I have learned that people can literally have their lives like threatened and they will still go back and make the same choices and then call me. I think I'm having a heart attack. I don't know why. Look what you're doing. Like Trick gonna learn the hard way. Oops, sorry, bitch, they went in. I agree it's immature to drive to somebody's house to fight. If you young, like under the age of 21, I'll give you a pass because you're still growing. But when you have something to lose, or in television, in the media, things, the limelight, you got to learn how to grow the hell up. You just do. You just do. She said, off subject, I did not know that. Yes, I had saw that a few weeks ago.
Yes,
She's speaking of Bell Collective, you guys. JJ is a part of Bell Collective. He was also on the show Bring It, which was on Lifetime years and years ago. Bell Collective is recapped on James's channel, and I do have a playlist set up on my channel with all of the recaps we have done of Bell Collective. But I was kind of sad to see that because So Gucci was a little bit of a problem for him and his mama. So I'm wondering how that's going to work out because people go through things in grief.
And stuff you get to rethinking about stuff, and it'd be a whole mess. So I'm hoping
he could end up like Teresa Giudice, who felt like her spouse and his choices took time away from her and her mother. So we'll see. He said, I think that was just for TV. You could be right. You could be right. But the way Gucci is, I also don't feel like she's that likable. I just don't. She said she did not know. Yeah, I'm surprised that more people don't know, but unfortunately, Carlos's shows, I don't feel like they get the recognition that other shows get. Some of them deserve it, some of them don't, but we will see. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna speak badly. Gael's hoe ass, old thirsty, weird looking chick. Makeup don't help, baby. She is going to meet with Allan. And Allan is Amara's baby daddy, for those who don't know. I find this strange. You get into Miami, and this could be editing, but you go meet with Gael before you meet with the baby mama and the purpose of you being there. Strange. But okay, Allan. She's touching all on this, man. What's good, Miss Chyna? Happy holidays to you and your tiny humans. Happiest of holidays to everybody. I'm so glad it's Christmas. That means I get a day off with pay. Hallelujah. Um, but Gael's touching all on Allan. She's acting thirsty. She act like she was moist in her jeans right there. And this is where Gael tries to discuss Amara. And she calls Amara a husband stealer. And Allan immediately stopped her because y'all know he's still married. And he says that he regrets his behavior when he was speaking about her skin tone and all that crazy stuff we saw last season. And he explains that due to his behavior, he has not been able to see his daughters since Amara was in the DR. He wants to make peace with Amara now for the sake of his kids. I don't know why it took these kids turning, I think they're 3 or 4 now. I don't know why it took so long for him to want to make peace, but that is the case. Now, sorry, y'all. I was reading private chats and all of those things. James, you fine. I'm not going to put your business out there, but you all fine. You fine. I can't even hear nothing in your background.
5 minutes. I'm sorry, girl. We're gonna private chat because I don't know what the heck, girl. I'm like, oh, they're yelling in my background, and I'm like trying to see what's going on.
It's the holiday, James.
I'm
surprised y'all can't hear my background. My husband
got Lord, I'm scared for y'all to hear it in this background, but I'm gonna be here for a minute.
Okay. But I agree with these comments I'm seeing, y'all. That's because we tore him up because he called her that. And he did make a comment about her skin tone and Black women and things of that nature. I wonder if he knows what it means to be Dominican. Allan, you should trace back your heritage and see what you were actually saying. But I agree, he's only.
This day wins comment. Thank you, Chyna, for validating me. I appreciate it. Now I feel better. But this day winning because I live, y'all, in Arizona. A lot of them are. I think even I don't know if it was when I got to Mount Eden or if I was at Logan still, where there was this huge debacle with one of the teachers there, and the color black, how it's that word, right? And the teacher was like, "That's how I refer to my son because he's dark," and I'm like, and I was like,
see, California has a huge Hispanic and Latino population.
Mm-hmm.
I can say from personal experience, unfortunately, that a lot of Hispanics in California can be that way, at least in Northern California. I think the racism is prevalent in all cultures.
Yep.
But that is something that happens, especially in Dominican. It's like, y'all are part Black. Don't y'all Google yourself.
I mean, it's just like, Google your ancestry, Google slavery. They literally stopped on all those islands, like, because they didn't know where they were going.
But with Allan, even if you do try to apologize for the comments you made, that's not going to save you. You're still married, talking about potentially sleeping with Gael. You still have babies on your wife in a whole nother country. I cannot take him seriously. Let me get through these comments. Within the last 4 years, my city, Jacksonville, Florida, has had an influx to where we're getting Spanish commercials, and now they're all over the place. Oh, that's Florida. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I heard they have the highest populations, they say, of Hispanic and Latino populations in America, I believe, are in Florida, New York as a state, and California as a state,
yes,
as well as Texas. As well as Texas. They have the highest population of them. So I'm not surprised you've seen them commercials, girl. You probably gonna see a lot more. Chyna stated, I wasn't even surprised that he was colorist. I hate that Amara laid down with this man. That's what you do when you desperate for a baby. You feel like
I almost feel like because of how she's moving with Flo, I feel like she was doing it to get back at whoever that wife was. Like I feel like this scenario is replaying out again.
You're probably right.
Because it was too easy. It's too easy. That's why I'm like, okay. And the fact that it's kind of like a pattern for her, except with the exception of MJ, that she goes to men who are not available. And it's kind of like, and then she does it in a way where it's vitriol towards whoever they are with. So it's kind of like, I'm wondering if she did that with Allan too. Like
Amara chooses men that are unavailable because that's what her mama did, as quiet as it's kept. And that's just what it is. I think she's I really think she's mimicking what she saw growing up. A bitch they went and said, no, we are in Northern Florida. No, I know you're in Northern Florida, but I'm saying, like, statistically, the state of Florida, I know most of it was based in Southern Florida, but Florida has a high Hispanic and Latino population.
Mhm.
Um, but that's interesting that they are moving their way on up. But it's expensive as hell
Because
in South
a
Florida.
lot
I'm
of
just
them are
telling you
coming from
why.
South Florida. Yeah, a lot of them are coming from South Florida, where I lived at, and it's expensive. A lot of them are migrating to Orlando, and yeah, they're
Hmm.
going up there because y'all, South Florida is ridiculously priced. Like, it had not been for my ex, I wouldn't have been able to live there comfortably. So I don't really give that man much credit, but I'm gonna give him credit. He did make life comfortable for me out there.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. He could be separated, right, Alan? He is not. He
No,
is
I
with
feel
that
like he was
woman.
very much still with that woman. I feel like that woman just knew her place. I feel like it was one of them situations.
Well, there's a show that I have recapped because I do have some shows that I recap alone. One of them is the TLC show, The Family Chantel and the 90 Day Fiance. I can't think of it, but it's when they go and date after it don't work with their 90-day thing. And one of
Oh,
those people were in the Dominican Republic, and the guy, I believe his name was Pedro, he explained because his mother, he was conceived that way. He's like, how come I don't know my father? How come he didn't want me? Because the mom was okay with being the side chick. And they spoke about that on that show, people from the Dominican Republic. And he tried to make it seem, Mr. Pedro Jimeno or whatever the hell it was, that that is common in that country. So I was like, oh Lord. Alan's probably got a woman that understands and is going to be okay with it because he's getting that American money. And that's just the truth. Shayna says it's so easy for a man to find multiple dummies. They're predators, Shayna. That's exactly what they
they
are.
play on, they play on the insecurities of those women and uses it to get into them and emotionally suck the venom up out of them, and then leave them high and dry where they have nothing else left to give. That's
Hmm.
what a
They
lot of
walk
men do.
around bitter.
Hmm?
They walk around bitter because of that too.
Absolutely, they do. They walk around bitter. They make it hard. They don't want to date, or if they don't want to date, then they keep repeating the pattern because what they're saying is somebody's going to stick to me if I keep doing this.
Yep. Yep.
Yes,
Very, very good. Classic example, Martell and that coleslaw chick. A big
right.
statement is that, the black soap opera is coming called Beyond the Gates. I did hear something about that.
Hmm.
I love a good black soap opera. I'm not gonna lie.
I love the soap
I
opera just in general. I
love
love the dramatics. I
The
do.
Haves and the Have Nots by Tyler Perry. Awful
It-
show. Loved it. Don't know why.
Yeah, you just wanted because you knew it was just gonna get better, so but it didn't.
It did.
Honestly, that Thomas Perry best show of soap opera ish was Too Close to Home. I hate that he never made that a standing
Mm-mm.
series because that show was good. But I love General Hospital. Yes, I love General Hospital. I
I used to like
love
As the World Turns, but I
As
believe
the
that
World
was
Turns. Yeah,
canceled years ago.
and All My Children. I know it's not on anymore, but All My Children was good too.
I
Opal
didn't
Turn.
know all my children went off. Oh Lord, I'm behind.
Yeah.
Um, let's keep it moving. She said, "So true. The women be so desperate. Haves and have nots was good till it wasn't." That is the best way to explain it, Shayna. And I actually really thank you for that. The main character, though, she met her husband on there, the little white boy. So good for her. They made a cute
The
baby.
one that played the gay character. I loved him.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. She said, "I heard that his new shoe is good. The one that Kerry Washington is in." I mean, she
I'm
can
gonna watch
act.
it. I heard it was good as well.
So I used to like the passions. Me too. Me too. I love this. See, that's why y'all here. We are all just YouTube besties and not knowing it. Y'all just live too far. I'm tired of California. I might come closer. Hell. Um,
She been
but
saying that for years, y'all. She ain't leaving California.
no, me and my husband talked. We're gonna leave. We're just actively. We're not gonna leave until we can buy a property here. Then we
Can
gonna
we
rent it and
decide on
leave
the
and go
place we
somewhere
going
else.
first before we leave?
You said what?
Can we decide on the place we going first before we leave?
I've decided. I'm not gonna say it on this live, but I've told you where I'm going.
I forgot. Retext that
That
to me.
has not changed. It's a state near you, 15 minutes away. Uh, so I don't want to be in California. They talk about starting in January 1st, all California residents will have more taxes taken out of our check.
Yep.
And they raised the bridge tolls up to $1. Every day I pay $8 to cross the bridge. California thinks that I am made of money and I can't. But yeah, Gael's crazy. She's crazy. She's telling Alice she wants to have fun with women's and men's, and she's okay with threesomes where there's two men and there's her. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I'm just like, Gael, who won't you sleep with? Where's your son? Is he out of prison? What is going on? Did you ever get the
I'm
Honey
just trying to
Bucket
figure
restaurant
out
that
like
you say?
what man in their right mind, with two men in their right mind. I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm really not. She's not an ugly lady. She isn't. But I
She
just
looked like
don't.
a pug in the face. But pugs are cute. They're really cute to me.
I'm just trying to figure out what men in their right mind is really gonna say proposition Gael to say, yeah, I'm gonna sleep with this other man with you. Yeah, it's gonna happen. I
A
need to
lot of
see it.
straight men would view that as gay, which nothing is wrong with. We are not gay bashing, but Gael should be concerned if he willing to do all of that. That's a lot. She want a train ran on her because that's how you do it, right? If there's two boys and a girl, let me stop because y'all gonna be like, I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't know how it works, but she is trifling. California does not love us. That's why James left and has not been back unless it's to visit.
I have. I mean, I did a little bit of an apprenticeship in Beverly Hills for 6 months, and I thought I was gonna move back, but then I never got that job, and that's because somebody with a Barbie breast lift beat me, and I can't compete with that. I can't compete when your titties sit up to your chin. I just can't do it. So I lost that job. But I ain't been to California. I ain't decided to live in California since.
Southern California is like the worst place to go if you do come to California because everybody goes there with like big goals and it's just too claustrophobic. And the Bay Area is now that way too. It's very competitive to find work and housing and all these
Who's
things. So it
Chyna?
makes sense. A bitch that would have said exactly. I was trying to think of the breed of dog, but pug is correct. I used to be dog trainer for 9.5 years, y'all. I'm telling you, they remind me. She even breathed like a pug. Just
And her in the shape of her mouth. I'm gonna shut up.
yep. Yep, I
I'm gonna
can't.
shut up.
She said, no, that's called a threesome as well. Okay, I did not know. I don't know. I know what I see on the internet and on
No,
Instagram.
here's the thing. I feel like it's gonna be more so running a train than threesome, because threesome means the men are gonna interact. A
Yes,
train is
right?
when the men gonna take turns.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, so because I feel like a threesome, if we're talking about a threesome, all the parties are interacting with each other. So when someone says, "No, I want to have a threesome, but I don't want the men to interact," that's a train. That is not, because to me, it's. I don't want to get so graphic. Get a Patreon, damn it. But but yeah, it's running a train. What
Oh
she described as
Jesus.
running a train. She wants a train ran
I can't.
because
I
I don't
just
think she wants the men to interact with each other.
Culver City is nice. She said loved it. Come back or take me with you to Florida. I'm tired of this shit.
Right.
I'm gonna say what is that? We can all enter together, all three of us. Oh Jesus, Gael just really, I don't know. I'm gonna move on from talking about trades and threesomes. The girl is thirsty, and that's what I know and to be true in life. And I think we could all agree with that. Gael, go put some money on your son's GTL or JPay account. Go do that. Stop worrying about these different men and figure out your own life. Their mother is a piece of work because based on
These
what Flo
ladies
is
is
putting up
lost
with and
in
the way that
translation.
Gael act, mm-mm.
Lost in translation. When I tell y'all that them girls is lost, I ain't never seen such craziness in all my life. Like I'm like, dang, can it get any worse than this?
Lord, it was so funny. I'm gonna go over that because I legitimately hollered. I watched this at work. My coworkers was like, "What's wrong?" I hollered laughing. I said the cake thing. We gonna come into the cake because the cake did look good. The cake did look good.
I mean, it did. It looks like they use like goose eggs. Like
Mm-hmm.
it did. It looked like goose egg cakes. Like if you guys have never had a goose egg cake, that's exactly the texture that it comes out as. The cake
Shaka
she was
said,
eating.
"I'm glad my mama old school. Make you
Me
appreciate
too.
it. Had strict parents. It really bad.
Hmm.
Jesus. Now, the next thing we see, y'all, is Zoe Briggs going to dinner with her fiance, Kelvin. See, a bitch they went and had mentioned earlier she could stand to lose some weight. They went to have seafood boils. I understand seafood. I could eat a whole crab probably and be good, but they was eating. That
I know
actually
that's
looked
my
good.
kind of. Let me tell you, that's my kind of. I miss Florida so much. I do, and this is one of the moments why I miss them. It's probably not as good as it is in New Orleans. Like I'm not gonna lie, New Orleans probably had the better crab boil for me, but Florida wasn't too far off.
I heard from everybody I've known who's gone to South Florida specifically, they say it's some of the worst food. You go for the clubs, the events, the drinks, but they say the food is just not. It's not nasty, but it's not.
You just got to know some. You got to have a very seasoned, like someone who's been there all their life, and take you to a mom and pop. Like that's just what
That
that's what you
makes
got to do.
sense.
Like you
That's
can't like for me, everybody I associate with outside of my ex had been there their entire lives. So when we would go to lunch from work and go to restaurants, it's because they knew where to go. You have to know somebody like I
I think
won't
a
say
good
true, but
example of that is when Keith Lee tried to come to the Bay Area. He went to all the wrong restaurants and they had a lot to say. I
yeah,
said, well, you went to all the wrong restaurants. You, I'm just saying. So maybe Florida's like that. Now they are at this dinner. Chyna, I that's what she said. She got engaged and now she's eating crab legs on camera. So hey, I never
maybe she
liked
thought that
her
was
on
low
South
carb. I don't
Beach.
know.
No, she never liked it. Yeah, I don't know.
Actually,
I had a friend. Everyone I know who goes to South Beach specifically is like is low key overrated now.
it
Uh,
is.
it's not like it used to be years ago. The food on South Beach. Okay, I was like, gold. They got gold. Hell, I wouldn't put it past Florida. Um, that's what Keith Lee did when he came to DC. Really, he's been pissing off people. It seems like not consistently, but a lot of places he goes, he's been pissing people off. And I think certain areas,
I
especially
think
areas
he's
that are
trolling.
super popular, like DC, the Bay Area, things of that nature, there's but areas are so overpopularized, but people don't. You got to really go to the locals, and some of the people in the Bay who are popular
Yeah, because like when
are
I go
well
to
known.
DC, I'm contacting Dr. Jen immediately so she could take me to all her places. I'm not just gonna scurry out and just go to some random place. I gotta call my home girl and say, "Hey, I'm in town. Where we eating?" You get
You
what I'm
can't
saying?
just
Like,
ask the Bay Area because half of the people that was telling him online where to go, especially the stars and celebrities, they don't even live here no more.
yeah,
It's
they
kind
don't
of
know.
fucked up.
You gotta ask Boom Chica on 83rd and Holly. You gotta ask her like, where to go. Don't be asking, shout out to Boom Chica if you're a real person.
It probably is messing with Holly Street. Shout out to the 80s, shady 80s. Y'all,
Yes.
y'all raised me. Thank you. I cannot. But yeah, he does stuff like that. But Zoe, she's telling her dude about all these crazy things. And he told her what we've all been saying in this chat. You should not jeopardize your career or your reputation just to fight a girl. And he's like, well, what you fight about? And she explains why she was mad. And Kelvin, you're a smart man to a certain extent. The first thing that came out his mouth that we saw was you talking to somebody? And she was like, no. And he kind of kept going, but I could tell based on his face and how he continued to eat that crab. I feel like now he's kind of not trusting her because it is like James said, it's very strange that you got so defensive. And usually if somebody get that defensive, it's because a part of what's being said is true.
Hmm.
So
And I feel like this is where we need to turn that stigma around, keeping it from them versus telling them the honest truth, whatever that truth is, no matter if it's ugly, no matter if it's pretty. Tell them the truth and then suffer the consequences because maybe you guys can move past it, whatever it is. Maybe.
maybe. I like that's actually a really
I agree with Mrs. Best's comment. Me and her finna go together, Dr. Jen. So we're ready.
I tried to sneak a comment in my own comments. I've always wanted to go to DC. Everybody I meet there in terms of the black people, I love it.
I love them. Like immediately, it's like, oh my god, where have you been my whole life?
And also, to quote my daddy, our people built the Capitol, so we should all see it. That's just how I feel.
Hmm.
And I want to go to Howard. That's the whole.
Yes, just kind of like do like a football game or band. I don't know, something fun.
I really want to go. I have a coworker who moved to the Bay Area from DC, and he's always like, "Oh wow, so strange here, so strange." But he's super chill, nicest dude ever. Shout out to Devin if he watches, because I did catch him lurking, watching my YouTube at work. I said, "I hear my own voice."
Right? I had to catch it. I had to tell I was like, yeah, y'all look, y'all stop watching me because I'm telling you, y'all ain't gonna
That's
like me.
weird when that happens. He's like, "I just
Hmm.
wanted to get to know
No,
you."
someone said, "Oh, I found you on YouTube. Oh my god, you were so funny, you and your friend." And I'm like, "Oh shit, close your mouth."
No, because now they don't let me use my professional voice. They're like, Because we seen
Right.
my
Well, no, they don't do that to me, but I'm
oh,
just saying. I had said I was reading somebody. They said, "Oh my god, I hate to be that person." I don't know who it was. I don't know what video they was watching, but I was like, "Sorry, like don't tell HR. Like it ain't nobody here. I promise you."
yeah, they were chill though. It's just funny. It's awkward. You understand, James, because that kept happening to you in Florida.
Yes,
Oh,
it did. It was so everyone found me. Like I'm telling you, half my subscribers are my coworkers from Florida.
that's support. I love that for
Yes,
you.
it does. Like half, they didn't even care what I was talking about. They just love to see me in action.
I'm cracking up though because he did subscribe, and I don't think he knows that I know, but I know that he did.
Mm,
But Zoe's explaining it. The dude is tripping, but he explains to her. He's like, "Well, if you're hurt, then you should go talk to Kiki." And why would Kiki want to talk to you after threatening her? Zoe, though we already said it, I feel like Zoe is not the smartest at certain times, and I believe everything that Kiki had to say about the
yeah.
alleged dealings with women and cheating. I believe her the way that Zoe's handled
Yep,
this.
me too. I believe it was a reason. I believe it was. I don't know if it was before. I don't know if it was after the ring, but I do believe it was right around that time. I do,
Mm-hmm.
just because of like, just because of one her energy, but then also even at that party, it felt like she was just saying yes, because she didn't want to embarrass him. But it was kind of like she was even holding back then. So I'm kind of feeling like it probably happened right around that time. Whatever the friend is talking about.
I thoroughly agree with that because that would probably be why she's also so triggered. Now, do me a favor, y'all. Like the video if you have not already. I greatly appreciate you. Shout out to our replay gang. I really appreciate you guys for showing up for me even when we are not live. I see the views when we're no longer live, and it does mean a lot. I'm a small channel trying to grow. So every single person that is here or watches, you truly do matter, and you make my day every day, not just through the holidays. Um, who is next that we have to discuss? Amara and Allan meetup. I ain't wasting too much time on these people because they're both trash to me. He apologizes to her, and he actually came with peace. And she apologized for her portion, putting her hands on him. But he asked, "How often can I come see my girls now?" And she did, and she's like, "Whenever you want." And he's like, "Okay, you're the boss. I'll come whenever." Not much happened with the conversation, but I feel like Amara still want that man. That's just how I feel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know how anybody in their right minds would think that she wasn't. She's not over this man. She still wants this man. She basically has become her mom all over again, and she's going to do whatever it takes to get back in. And plus, all you gotta do is throw some draws in his face, and he's ready to go. So, I mean, that's all you got to do. So,
I'm
I
gonna
just
say
feel
this: if
like
he'll sleep with Gael, his bar is not that high.
it really ain't because I don't know. I wouldn't. She couldn't even look my general direction. So I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out why would he do that. But I'm just saying it's easy, and she knows it's easy. But she's going to keep playing hard to get because she wants him to acknowledge her in ways he's not going to acknowledge her, and I think that that's the real problem here.
Yes, yes, yes. Beautifully spoken. Just yes, more yes. Um, I love that statement. Why I don't know,
Yes,
but
but you guys, I do apologize. I do have to leave the live early. It's Christmas time, and I gotta get my family. But thank you for having me once again, friend. I am so sorry about this.
oh, no worries. I'm not tripping. I'll be done shortly.
Okay,
Uh,
but I love you guys. Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.
Adios, muchacho. Now, I don't know why Joy is on our screens, y'all. I'm not going to waste the most time with Joy. Joy and this so unique chick that Trick has been dating. They know each other for years from kicking it in the club. So Unique called Joy together basically to let Joy know that she is dating Joy's husband because Joy and Trick are not divorced. They're not even legally separated. Joy act like she don't care, but I get the feeling she does kind of care. And she did respect so Unique for coming to her and telling her, which is the appropriate thing to do if you talk to a man that somebody is married to clearly. So I kind of respected it, but So Unique, it just gives red flags to me. I can't understand it. Now, So Unique asked the question to Joy, "How did you get him to fall in love with you?" Which sounded off. Just go with the flow. Usually love comes naturally. Why are you concerned with how to get this man to fall in love with you? And I know Trick may keep that small house, but I do not think that he is broke. So I'm looking at So Unique with the side eye because she's much younger than him. He's not the most attractive human. He's made it very clear that he likes to put his legs up to the sky and allow people to eat at his booty. I can't understand why she will want him. But Joy keeps stating that she feels controlled still by Trick. Just get divorced, Joy. Don't nobody want to hear that no more. Just get divorced. Because at this point, the only reason you're on this show is because you're related to Trina and you refuse to divorce Trick. But I feel like if we stop giving Joy a platform, maybe she really will divorce him. Or maybe they say, hey, divorce this man to get your check, she'll do it. I don't know what it's going to take. Do y'all think that Joy's going to get divorced? Because I don't think she's ever going to divorce Trick. If she claimed, oh, it's credit. So you're going to stay married to him while he continues to have bad credit that infects you because you don't want to divorce and have to pay the debt. Is given they both financially irresponsible. And that's why they're not divorcing. Because I don't get it with these two. But I'm going to keep it moving, keep it lit because Joy irks me. We see Black Chyna back in the studio with her man recording a song that he wrote for her. And Angela's having a problem with the word bitch. She doesn't want to use that word on her platform. She says she does not want to become a stereotype again. I respect Black Chyna, Angela White. I respect her for not wanting to go backwards image wise. Do I feel like anything's wrong with saying the word bitch in a song? No, because you could still be saying I'm that bitch and still be a changed person. However, comma, I think with her, she probably feels like she really has to work harder to separate the old her from the new her because she was a stereotype stripper, rapper's baby mama, gold digger to a certain extent with the Kardashians, lost it all, ended up having issues, drunk in airports, getting lit, high, all these crazy things. I respect her growth so much, but I don't like this man for her. Something about him with her does not feel, it just feels disingenuous. And I don't see them lasting. But what he could have done better in this situation. If the girl is having this many problems and looks so uncomfortable and y'all supposed to be in love and she's moved to Miami for you, Mr. Derek Milano, maybe respect your woman. Again, meet her where she's at and say, hey, we could come back to the studio another day and try again. He didn't have to have her, continuing to record something that she did not want to do. But he did also try to change the lyrics, but it's just clear that her heart's not doing music. So it's like, let her be, Derek. The girl can be relevant in other ways. Just let her be. Moving on along, beautiful people. So Unique meets Trick at the strip club. Things were going well until she told him she met with Joy. She couldn't even get out the reason why she met with Joy. And now Trick Daddy's mad. So I'm not going to waste too much time on that. Trick getting so mad about Joy shows that he's not over Joy. And if he was over Joy, he'd sign the divorce papers. But he won't sign the papers. So Trick and Joy, y'all just need to get together. Get back together. Abyss Day Winner instead, I guess it's just a trigger for her. After all, she did have what the devil tattoo. She did. She did. She did. She absolutely did. I think that does make sense. She's probably easily triggered by things that remind her of her past and the her that she used to be. So I do get that. I just wish her dude wouldn't pressure her. If she's not comfortable, then let her not be comfortable. It's called respect, people. It is called respect. Now, the next thing that we see is Florence Luce claiming that she is glad that Marlon now understands that she don't want him. Marlon's not going to understand that flow until you get a divorce. That's how I feel. Get a divorce and then he'll understand. But she goes to her family restaurant, La Fouchette. I'm going to stop trying to say it. She goes to the family restaurant. Oh, she said, I think this is just part of the cycle for her. All three are forced. I agree. I heavily agree. I definitely agree. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. A bitch ain't winning. More than you know. More than you know. She said, I'm so glad they did not show Slinky Neck this episode. Who is Slinky Neck? Wait. Comment who Slinky Neck is, please. Because I love the name. You called them a Slinky Neck. Slinkies were so much fun back in the day, y'all. If you know, you know. But Flo goes to the family restaurant. Her mom's telling her about Amara coming by and said they were sitting outside having a conversation like two lovers. Her mama is messy. Now, Flo checks the cameras and confirms that it was Amara, but Flo's mom ain't shit. I'm sorry. I have to point that out because Flo's mom, after Marlon slept with both of her daughters, cheated on her several times with friends and all types of people. Her mom still advocated for Marlon. I figured you meant psycho. Cycle. See, it sound the same. Cycle, whatever the hell. Maybe it's just how I talk. But I think I got you, girl. Flo's mom is never going to advocate for her. She's always going to be on the side of the man. But I was cracking the hell up when her mama was eating the cake. And Flo's like, why are you eating the cake? Her mom said, you know I like cake. Okay, mom. You like cake. Good for you. But nothing happened in the video that they was trying to paint it like it was so much more. So Flo is now saying that Amara does practice Santeria, which Amara was accused of by the girl that looked like Mr. Potato Head, JoJo or something seasons ago. It has something to do with like voodoo, it seems like. I'm not going to describe what it is because I do not know. But it seems like she's trying to allege that she put some sort of hex or voodoo on her. And this is where Flo decides to run to Guel with the cake, crying about what Amara did for Marlon. And I was cracking up because Guel wanted some cake as well. I don't take, oh, slinky neck. Damn. That's a good read. I'm not, that's a good read. You should have been a rapper or a writer because that's a good read. Okay. Now, why you do that to me, bitch? They would have now I'm struggling to even read the notes because that is funny as hell. And I'm looking at the picture like, yep, that's why Trina always got on the choker or something covering the neck. But you know, I don't take Flo or Gael seriously anymore. I feel like all this stuff with Marlon and them was just for a storyline. I feel like the family and all of these people are just doing this for a storyline because there's no way that these things would be accepted anywhere else. She says, "So you know, her mom let me walk all over her. I would have never told my daughter that, right?" Her mom, Flo's mom, needs to be studied. It's like, why do you want the worst for your children as it pertains to their happiness and love? Like, why do you want the worst? You just eating the cake of the op? Come on now. Come on. I just can't. But I do want to try their restaurant because I do like Haitian food. So, no. If I'm ever in Florida, I'll try their restaurant. They may kick me out if they see my lives, but hey, I like to eat. I'm going to try. So last thing we see, y'all, is Zoe and this girl Kiki meet up. They meet in a public place. Zoe's trying to say the girl is scary. I don't think she's scary. I think she's smart. Zoe, do you understand how big you are? You could sit on her and injure her. I wouldn't want to fight you either. Now, it's probably possible because all you got to do is get that stamina, wear her out if you're smart. But who wants to go through all of that? Is practice in the Latino islands. Yeah, Flo is full of it though. I mean, if Amara does practice that, so what? That's her business. Let people practice what they want. You don't want her putting the Santeria over your cake, Flo, or over the cake that she brought, then maybe don't throw drinks and glasses and beverages in her face for no reason. I'm just saying, because Flo did start this whole beef. Amara is wrong. Just because a bitch got you twisted does not mean you go and talk to or befriend her husband. But Flo did start this, and I think that's important to remember. Because ain't nobody told you if somebody throw a drink in my face, every time I see you, it's on sight. That's how I feel. Changed it all. You throw a alcoholic beverage in my face, or a glass or something that could hurt me, make my eyes burn at my face, every time I see you, we got a problem. And that's just what it is. I'm gonna have to call Mr. Best for bail money because you're not gonna get away with that. I'm gonna have to move just to avoid coming and tapping that ass. That's how I feel. But Flo likes to throw rocks and hide her hands, act like she's innocent. She likes to have Gael do her dirty work, and I'm over it. Now, Zoe and Kiki, they meeting up and all of these things. And Kiki did not really say anything bad about Zoe. She just spoke on, like, hey, this is why I don't think you're ready for the relationship. Kiki probably should not have done it on camera, as James Jackson has stated, but she didn't do anything that didn't warrant, like, maybe friends being mad at each other or, like, maybe like a little argument, but nothing to where someone's pulling up to your house to fight. And Kiki reveals that this girl pulled up to her mama house. So not just did you pull up to my house, you pulled up to where my mama lay her head to fight me because I said something that's true and you now feel like you have to defend yourself. In my opinion, y'all, Zoe doesn't have no argument. She's going back and forth with Kiki, and Zoe makes a comment about, so what if I pulled up to your mama's house? She said something along the lines of slapping her mama. It wasn't just a regular yo mama. And I'm like, why are you talking about her mama like that if your issue is with her? Like, I've had problems with people, but I'm not going to talk about your mama just because I'm mad at you. That's stupid. Keep your issue with who your issue is with. That's just how I feel personally. But Zoe said stuff about her mom, and the girl is like, whatever. And Zoe's like, you clout chasing ass bitch. I really don't think this girl is clout chasing. She didn't come outside to fight you. She told you what she had to say to you on camera, which probably was a small clout chase because she knew she would get more camera time. But if she went to clout chase, she probably would have fought you much faster. That girl got up and walked away while Zoe was doing the most. And Zoe, why are you getting so angry? And if she did fight you, what is that going to solve? Is it going to take back what she said? Is it going to make the footage be erased or whatever by VH1? No, it's not. It's still out there. Your man's still questioning you because he didn't look the same eating them crab legs after Zoe told him why she wanted to fight that girl and how it had to do with alleged cheating accusations. So it's like, that's the thing with Zoe that irks me, y'all. Like, Zoe, I respect somebody if you're going to fight for a cause that makes sense. But you still keeping this going and want to fight. And it's starting to look like you just want to fight this girl because you can. Because when Chyna disrespected you, you weren't trying to physically fight her. You went for the cousins and all these other people. It's Zoe starting to look like she's picking people who are easy to mess with. And I think the fame has gone to her head a little bit. I put you on. You my dancer. Being your dancer, Zoe, ain't gonna really get her very many places or very far. And as a dancer, she can go do several things, many things, work independently. But you know, it is what it is. So the episode ended with Zoe acting a fool. They did show a brief little clip of what's going to happen in the next episode next week. I'm feeling like everybody's going to annoy me, but I'm going to let this be said. And I know y'all not going to like me for it. Chyna was not in this episode, and neither was Shay. They both do the same things every season. It's not fun. It's very predictable, and I don't always want that. Chyna and Shay can leave the show for all I care. That's how I feel. I don't need Chyna on this show no more. I don't need Shay on this show no more. I really don't need Amara on the show anymore either. None of them really show their full, authentic lives, and they talk too much, in my opinion. That's how I feel. A bitch day when it said exactly sounds like Heavenly immature ass. I'm so irritated with Heavenly. I really am. I like that Heavenly tells the truth on Married to Medicine for those who don't watch. But I'm irritated with Heavenly because all these years you've been opening your mouth talking the most shit about everybody. Come to find out you scared to fight. You scared to fight. So I'm kind of like, Heavenly. And then I'm also irritated because Heavenly's the one who advocated for Sweet Tea to be on the show just for her to end up in a beef with her. So I'm just like, oh, why, Heavenly? But for those who are interested in Married to Medicine, I know James dropped off. His link is always in the description of the video. I encourage you guys to click the link, subscribe to his channel, help him to grow the same way that you guys have helped me to grow. We really do appreciate all of our subscribers. I believe he does Married to Medicine on Mondays. So we should be back on Monday if Bravo airs the episode on Sunday. The next recap on this channel, I'm not going to be willing to go live on Christmas, but if they air the Housewives of Beverly Hills, which I highly doubt, I'll go live and, discuss it. But other than that, my next live recap will be for Love During Lockup, which is a WeTV show, and that will be this Saturday. We'll also be having a music review later on in the week. It'll be our last music review of the year. And there will be a Christmas music reaction that will be dropping as well. Abyss Day Winner says, seems like this may be one of the reasons why her family really wanted nothing to do with her and didn't want her to move in with them. Boom. I'm assuming you're talking about Zoe. Abyss Day Winner. I think that that's a very good example. I think Zoe gets way too mad. I actually think she's very insecure as a whole, not just about her weight. And I think that the way that she feeds that insecurity is through fighting, being the biggest, loudest, the baddest, the one to check you the fastest. But she's not paying attention to when it's appropriate to do that and when it's not. So hopefully Zoe learns to grow up. But she's young, so I'm hoping that she grows. But she's really, really talented, so I want her to get it together. A lot of these female rappers can't spit a freestyle, can't give you a bar correctly. There's very few that can, and Zoe can. So I wish her success. I just want her to grow the hell up. But that's my little recap and opinion of this episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. The episode is titled Take the Cake, Season 6, Episode 6. Happy Christmas Eve, y'all, if you're here now. If you are not, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. What else is there? I know there's some holidays I'm missing out on, but enjoy your holiday. I hope that you all relax. We will be back here for another live later in the week. She said not to mention what is the so-called Queen of Miami doing on a preach. That's a whole nother topic. Maybe I could get James to do an unpopular opinion or something on that, because I don't understand why she would want to be on this show. But love and light to everybody. Merry Christmas, and I'll see y'all on the next slide. Thank you for watching, and adios.